Hello, you hominoids. Yeah, here I am. How you going? I can take this off now. Oh, look where I'm sitting. I'm sitting on the XPT. There's people sitting there on the street. Anyway, I'm going to teach you something about trains. What's this one? Now you say, hang on, Mr. Hominoid doesn't have his phone in his hand. Because that's the other phone. Here's the black one over here. But then hang on, who's holding the phone? Well, what I did, I bought a car windscreen suck-up one. You stuck it on the car windscreen and it's got the swivelly neck. And I clamped it with the camera always already sitting sideways. Right, so this is about saving money on the XPT in New South Wales. Now let's see if I can adjust this just so you can see me a little bit better. No, I can't do that. It's just saying no, I can't do it. See? Flexi camera. Right, so first piece of very sophisticated equipment is Mr. Hominoid's hat. When I go up there to Byron Bay, I don't want to get sunstroke. Now, first rule of being a good Mr. Hominoid, I'll show you how I'm doing this. This is a $15 device I got from a cheap shop. And now I'm going to show you in the mirror.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on board to New South Wales Training XPT service through to Casino. My name is Yowie. I'm your passenger service supervisor for this training. Located on the walls throughout the train are copies of our onboard services guide and emergency procedures. We do ask you please take some time to this important information as part throughout your journey today.
So there we are.
Your toilets and rubbish bins are found in the best ones at the
And
end of each carriage. There is a special needs box room
there's a flexi thing.
in car C, and the baby change table can also be found in this bathroom.
I am trying to stand up on a moving train. So please have a good laugh at my expense. Right, so there you go. There's the camera and there's the sucker on it. They're talking about no smoking in the toilets. See, here it is there. See, it's got the sucker thing on it, the black thing. No, that's my buttons. I think you can, hang on. So hard to do this, look, see, it's got the sucker thing. Right. Stop mucking around, Mr. Hominoid. Good, let's get on with it. Now this, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use the glass on the mirror, of the mirror, not on the mirror. It is glass of the mirror. Let's get our English right. Now I can sit up here and now you can see me. So what's the hominoid tricks well on the train? Well, the first mistake I did make was that I went down and forgot to turn her off. Turned her down anyway. I went out on the platform, I paid $5 for a large coffee. $5. Same size at 7-Eleven for $3. But I bought it on the railway station platform. So you got to think of convenience. You get off one train, you got 15 minutes, and then you get on this train. So you don't have time to go down the ramp at Strathfield, go out on the street, go find a 7-Eleven a block away, and come back for $2. You're not going to worry about it. But then where I got caught is I said, I like a bag of chips. This type of chip. Kringle cut. I thought, oh yeah, about $3. Huh? $5. So there goes $10. Oh, that. So I thought, that defeats the purpose of everything else I've done. And this is what I've done. So this is what I'm going to show you. So crude oil beer over there in Texas. Everybody else over there around America. And what's his name? Downey Live, Michael Downey. How you going? So if you want to go travelling around on Australian trains, XPTs, and if you are a regular, Oh look, yes, I do have a clean shirt on, and I've got brand new shorts and brand new socks, and I done the footwear. So let's start down the bottom and work our way up. Now when I got on the train, I was wearing these big hoofers. So that's a fair bit of weight. Where you going? You're going nowhere. You're just sitting here in a carriage. So you don't need that hanging on your ankle. So what I do is, I put my light pair of $3 slip-on shoes, which are pretty clean. Mr. Dog left me a present on it, a bit of dog hair, but anyway, because he went and sat on them last night. But they're good enough to walk down to the cafeteria or walk off to the bathroom. So we're going to go for a walk in a minute, and I'll tell you why I travel in car A on the XPT. First reason is, I've got this room all to myself. I'm not sitting there in a single seat, 2 single seats, an aisle and 2 single seats. So I don't have to sit by myself and somebody sit behind me on the opposite seat and somebody behind them on the opposite seat, which would then be behind me 2 seats back. And then the person on the other side of me will be on the opposite seat. So if I'm sitting on this seat and they're sitting next to me across the aisle, they'll be sitting on the, right, because of the COVID pandemic. This way I got my own privacy. So then I can play around with my shoes and put them on whenever I want. Which means also I can shut the door and legally take off my face mask. Unfortunately, that's the times we now live in 2021, in November. So that's when we're now recording this. So the first thing I want to do is to show you on a 12-hour period, sitting on a train, $5 cup of coffee, and if I have 5 of those, it's going to cost me $25. I still work for that for coffee, because I get 5 of those at 7-Eleven, I pay $15. So there's another $10 I'm throwing away, like the coffee and chips. So I save money. Now this is what I do. This is all going to be a bit out of order. I bring along my own coffee, my own sugar, my own milk, and my own cup and spoon, and a few other things, because I'm in my own cabin. Now I could actually put a kettle in here, because what you can't see right there is a PowerPoint that says for electric shavers only, because electric shaver does not have a single sign like a TV set or a computer. Electric shavers are just electric motors like a generator, right? So a kettle is exactly the same. Just boils an element. There's no computers, there's no capacitors or whatever you want to call them, computer circuitry. It's a kettle, right? So it's a steel bar, runs around, does the loop, and goes back out to the lead and you plug it in, right? Very simple. So I could have brought my kettle. And, okay, let's say I've got my imaginary kettle here. Where do I get the water from? Well, I'll show you. Bear with me while I click the buttons. This is what you get in car A. So, you get to shut your curtains, you've got privacy. And then on the outside windows, you've got more curtains. I'll do it down here live. Oh look, we've got room in there. And look, we've got room in there too. And then over here, we've got our little fold-out tables. Now I can't see the camera because the camera's on this side. I can't rotate it while I'm recording. So that comes out of there. And that fits in there. I'm just trying to look at the camera. Right, there it is there, right? See? So you can sit there or there, which you're left or right-handed, whichever way you like it. Alright, so that's that. And that just goes back in the drawer. That shuts there. And down here, you have your little rubbish bin. I tend not to use it. There's your PowerPoint, and it clearly says shaver only. I'm trying to look at the I'm trying to look at the camera screen. And there's our camera holder. See, just sits there on the mirror. Very simple. Usually put them in your car, but the cars around it, and they tend to fall off. But here, because it's a bathroom mirror, it's dead flat, so it works perfectly. Then we've got our two lights. So if we want to turn them off, we can. Doesn't got nothing there for electricity because you're here. Now, where do I get the water from to go and make me coffee? Let's go and have a look. We go out our little door and it stays open. And then we go over here and this is what we got. The same old thing you see everywhere else around the world. We got our hand basin, hot and cold. So what I do is I see they clean that. I use the hot water out of the hot water system because this is also your lube. Now this is where Michael Downey's probably going to get all excited, and what's his name from Wales, that other guy walks around, and there's your toilet paper in here. You see somewhere there's toilet paper, and there's your little shower, and there's your tap here. So you just turn your tap on there and it's preset. So you can do all that there and just, I'm watching actually you in the mirror. So I can actually see what I'm filming. So there's your shower tap there and there's your shower nozzle. Then you've got paper towels, more paper towels. And these toiletries are tenanted with licensed members of staff, right? So, dry storage, that's where you can put your watch or whatever else you want to put, right? So if you come anywhere in your watch, you can put in there so it don't get wet. Then you've got your lovely shower curtain, which you can take home to mother. Oh my God, don't you look, get out of my bathroom, get out. Right, so you've got your shower curtain. And then you've also got this shower curtain. This goes across the door. And of course, you've actually got a lock on the door. And there's my new neighbour, Giuseppe. Yes, his name is Giuseppe. And he come over and he politely asked me what nationality was I. I said, what do you mean? And I said, I don't take it the wrong way. What do you mean by what nationality? He said, well, my name's Giuseppe. I said, well, you're obviously Italian. He said, yeah, obviously. In a very happy sort of smiling way. So I'm just making sure I don't click down on the thing and cut out the video. You like that? Sounds good, eh? Right. Let's put it back down here again. Right, so what does Mr. Hominoid do? Apart from sitting on the train, looking at this beautiful view, that's the Hawkesbury River down there. We're about to go over the bridge at Hawkesbury River, and this is one where I always say you've got 13,000 square kilometres of water behind the Warragamba Dam, which is the western Nepean. And then the eastern Nepean has got all the water behind that. And then north of the Great Western Highway, which is where Giuseppe comes from, Springwood, over towards the Bellsline Road is the Gross River. So you've still got another, 10,000, 5,000 square kilometres of water between the Bellsline Road and the Great Western Highway. And then north of the Bellsline Road, you've got the Colo River. Now the Colo River comes all the way from Mudgee, western New South Wales. All those four rivers all come down and meet down here. Yes, right down here there's one bridge. I'll film it going over. So when it floods the Hawkesbury, this is where the water comes through. Oh yeah, leave me a comment. Grandpa look better without the whiskers? In a clean, nice new shirt. Not like the live stream last night, had whiskers on my face and old rubby buddy shirt from working around the house. Well, just a joke, leave me a comment. Do I look better? Do I look younger? Look, all glossied up. I should get a can of paint. Crude on Bear, can you send me over a can of paint over there from Houston, Texas? Bit of that Longhorn oil. Put that in my hair. Anyway, right, how do I survive on a train trip without wasting my money? I bring myself a little towel, because I'm not paying for a sleeping berth. Well, this here is a bed, and if you pay for the bed, you're entitled to a towel. So I bring my own towel in case I just want to wash my face and a cake of soap. And also, it's very handy to put over the top of your shit. If somebody comes along, they don't see what you got. Camouflage. It's the army I did. Right. First thing, my recycled milk bottle I showed on the live stream. Now, what's this? Big bubble's not going everywhere, is it? That's still frozen from there down. I put that in the freezer. So there's already enough milk in there for me to go make another cup of coffee. So that's exhibition one. Now, I could be silly and put it over here on the windowsill, but it could slide off and it's glass. So I'll sit that down on the floor. You can see that one in a minute. This is the appetizer, right? This is the one to wet your lips, right? So I talk about saving money. And the next trick is that you can't really use a bit of a spare face mask. You can't use that in there. That will blow your phone. You do not plug your mobile phone into a shaver. As I said, it's not single sign, it's multi-jagged electric frequencies, right? It's not a single sign like that. Single sign is like that, weighs very low, right? This thing is like a generator, not an inverter. So you only plug these into an inverter. See the shadow at the window? We're going through a tunnel. Right, so that's when I get up north. I got the one short extension lead, about two meters long, and the power board, and my two foam shavers. So that's not in here. Then on top of that, you naturally have your underarm and all the other hygiene stuff you want to take with you. But what I do is I do this. I recycle. Now that's a Vegemite jar. It's not Vegemite. Does it look like Vegemite? No, Vegemite's black. That's brown. That's coffee. That's my Nescafe. Because I don't like drinking the Trains brand of coffee. It's too strong. It makes me sick. And they charge you $5 a cup. I'm going to be here for 10 hours. So there's enough in there to make me 10, 15 cups. See the money I'm going to save? Okay, there's your milk. There's your coffee. There's your cup. Now, because I've got Luigi next door, and he's going to Maxwell, Warhope, somewhere like that, I can use this cup, and he can use the brown one. I just wash it out in the hand basin next door, so I can have a guest. I can make him a cup of coffee. And then you say, righto, what about your sugar? I've got my sugar. It's another glass jar. There's a tartare sauce jar that was been in the fridge, and I finished that on my crumb fish there the other night, and now I just fill it up full of sugar. So I've got coffee, milk, sugar, and you're getting boring with stuff, so hurry up. So apart from my personal hygienes, and I finally found my missing book that is handy ways around Australia, right? Handy atlas, and it even shows, I think it shows Byron Bay here somewhere, because that's where I'm going. But anyway, handy atlas. I've had that for 30 years. and they've still got on there somewhere. They've still got some of the roads I took when I was younger. Hey, I'm not that young, you know. Don't be smart asses. Like that. That's the amount of highways I've travelled. In my great big motorhome. So then on top of that, I've got my own cake of soap. What's that worth? 5 cents? Anyway, that's about that there for that. The rest of the stuff is just private hygiene and all that sort of stuff. So I've got a cup of coffee. I've got me coffee, sugar, milk, water next to it, and a cup. And of course, you thought I forgot the spoon. So you want to stir me, I'll stir you right back. And mine's bigger than yours. Look at the size of that. Don't say my spoon ain't bigger than yours. Right, turn it on, and you be cheeky. I don't know what those socks are doing in there. They must have fallen in there. Take these socks out. They can be out doing the other one. Right. Now, okay, that's drinking. Now what to eat when you're on the XPT. Oh, here comes a Hawkesbury River. Let's have a look. Never bloody misses. Oh God, here it is, back again. There we go. This is the base of the Hawkesbury River. Another rock wall. See, I can't really pause it because if I pause it, I'm going to miss it. There it is. And this train winds down around the mountains. And then when we get, so these are all the boats. This is Spit. This is called the Upper Spit. Pipwater. So, won't worry about showing you that. Right? Because I know when I'm coming down to the bottom of the hill. You like that noise? Oh man, I'll get this way around. I'll just sit down. I'm going to pull over. Right, food. Before we get down in the tunnel, this is the grandiose. Oh my God, what have I got in there? Right. Nice cheap $2 loaf of bread. Half squashed, doesn't matter. Then what I do, I don't go to Coles or Woolworths, I go to IGA. And they have this great little thing. There's only several IGAs throughout the state of New South Wales do it. Not all IGAs do it. And they have these. Chicken pieces. Now this one here is a chicken tender with no bones in it. Pure meat, right? Chicken breast. Now it was cooked at 10:30 AM. It was selling for $3.83, and I went and bought it at 5 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, price reduced for $2. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $14 worth of pure meat. No bones, no bread, no grizzle, just pure chicken meat. And then I put it in my sandwiches. I put it in the bread and I make up a pure sandwich. Now then you're going to say, how am I going to do that? Well, obviously I bought a knife and a fork. Yes, we're up the very front of the train. Car A is right behind the locomotive, and here comes Hawkesbury River. That's the old railway bridge. That's what you're now looking at. See those big sandstone pylons? They were the old bridge I went over there with my father. And as the steam train went over them, because it's a lot of sand, They used to go up and down, up and down. And my father used to say it used to scare the hell out of me. Great big steam engine. So that's the Hawkesbury River. And it's also back over. Well, it's gone. So, still recording? Yeah, right. So now I'm in a tunnel. There we go. Now we're out again. You see the Hawkesbury River again? Now, while you're looking at that, this is the very famous video that you always see right here. This is the one you always see in the Australian railway ads. That big green mountain range and those white sticks sticking out there for the oyster farms. It's on all the YouTube ads, all the YouTubers, all the TV ads, and any train video that they do on a TV ad. See? Because look, the rocks are right there on the water. And then on the other side there's a mountain range. So we run along the edge of the Hawkesbury River. But the mouth to the Hawkesbury was way back over there, behind that mountain range. It goes out into the Pacific Ocean. So that's that lot. Now that's that bad. So while you're looking at the beautiful river, tip the camera up a bit so you can see it a bit better. Might bring you down a bit. I'm not going to pause it because if I pause it, you won't ever see it again. You're going to miss it. See? Now we're going around the bend. See the back there behind me? That's the arse end of the train. Back here. That's the back of the train. There we go. We've got a couple of very sorts of boats out there in the water. I don't know, can you see them? I can't see the picture. I've got glare on it, I can't really see it. This is all Hawkesbury River oyster farms. This is the ones they were worrying about. See the big pile of oysters just there, that big brown looking thing in the water, that's pure oysters. So I hope you learned something there with eating and drinking on the XPT without wasting all your money. So if I can get away with those $14 worth of chicken and $2 loaf of bread, I'm going to save myself a lot of money. Because they charge you $15 alone for tin dinner with 2 slices of beef or roast beef or whatever, and whatever. Now you like the little houses on the edge of the river over there? I can't zoom it in, I've got the camera around the wrong way, but you can see them on Google Earth. See them coming in the picture frame now. How would you like to live over there on a night? Oh, SSR train, green and yellow, so it's Southern Short Haul Railway. It's always a shot, isn't it? When you get that beautiful shot of the Hawkesbury River, you get a freight train coming the other way. Never misses. So I said, anything going to go wrong? It goes wrong. If you're ever going to win, you're going to win. So there we go. So what do you think of that for an idea? Simple way, hold up your camera. There's a $14 bracket I got from an El Cheapo shop. Look at the old railway line. There we go. There's an old container. Here we go. Isn't it beautiful, hey? Oh, look at all the boats up here. You wait till they come into view. Comes a whole big bunch of boats. I don't know, can you see them? There they are, look at all the boats. Imagine living over there. So there are houses over there and those trees over there. And that's, I missed it. It starts with W. But they've got electricity over there. It comes over there underneath the river. But they've got no town water supply. It's all tank water. So that this goes on for miles, right up until we come into Gosford. And look at, oh, that's very shallow there. I can see the sand in the bottom. So what's my next trick? My next trick is to hide all that, because I don't want them seeing that, because they might get jealous. And then the other one is, I've got this little tripod camera stand, which dickhead that was at my place, he broke it. So what I did, you can see I stuck some glue in it. I just glued it back together. I put some what they call plastic cement. It's only a $15, $25 camera bracket. But why should I throw it away because of some dickhead? I got the brains to fix it. You don't look at that. That's just a great big tunnel. So that's where we are now. So I'm going down there. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax. And oh, that's what I didn't show you. My other trick is, I showed this one once before up at Tamworth. And people say, you're running around Australia, it must cost you a fortune in data. Upload all these videos. This video now has gone for 31 minutes and 34 seconds or something. So just unpack my little bag again. Now this is what I do. I love Telstra because I've got Telstra home internet at home. And they stuffed up. They sent me out 2 modems. And I thought, what am I going to do with 2 modems? And then one day I realised, see that, I can put it into a laptop if it doesn't have Wi-Fi, or a tower computer to wherever I'm going. In case my friend has a tower computer but no internet, because I don't know what he's got. Now this modem is perfect because right there is a mobile SIM card. Mobile phone, Telstra SIM card. So when it's not plugged in to the NBN, to a black box, and then the black box runs a red lead plug out of it into that red hole there, when that comes separated, the SIM card cuts in, then comes Wi-Fi via the mobile internet. Same as you use the data on your mobile phone, the same data, but I'm paying household rate. So this for then is a cheat because it then comes off my home internet at home. So I can use my home internet while I'm away and I just plug it into a 240 volt. Now in Australia we have what they call the sad face PowerPoint, or the Chinese PowerPoint. Looks like you've got 2 slant eyes like that and one in the middle for your nose, right? That's what we have. You can buy adapters if you come out here from America, which has got the 3 round plugs. So you can put your 3 American plug or the 2 round plugs or whatever you got, an adapter, and it goes into the sad base, right? So it switches it from 2 pinholes to 2 sad bases, right? That's what we call sad base. Sad base electricity. If it's the why is that? Because you've got to pay so much for electricity. No, because it just looks like somebody with a very sad face. So there you go. I hope I taught you something there. I do try to keep this channel interesting. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to upload that, and you'll be seeing this video before I even get off the casino. And then I'll do another video of me walking down through the train with the staff's permission, and we'll go down to the buffet car, and car A, first class seats. Now this is why I like these. Let's have a look. Don't get excited. Just settle down, son. Look how they cut that out of the rock face. Isn't that interesting? And then over there, we're coming into Wyong. Yes, I don't need to get a map out. Let's have a look. So this is easier. Look, I'm not even shaking the camera. I can just hold it. But as opposed to, oh look, lovely sewer works. I bet nobody put shit on you there. Oh, that's terrible. Poop on you. So now this is what they call the Australian bush. That is the actual Australian bush. Now, Yowie, Bigfooty sort of people, that's the one where the Yowie is up the top of Wyong, and that's where the dump is, up over the back of those foothills. So that's a terrain when they talk about the Yowie at Wyong. So if into Yowie, Bigfoots and Sasquatchy, that's it. That's the mountain range. Because here's the town of Wyong. This is it. And you can see by the mountains over there. Don't look pretty. Hello. Can you see me in the mirror? Hello. This is a diesel train. These are actually made in England, and we got them out here in 1980. So this train here is now 41 years old. Yes, it's pretty quiet. Obviously, there's no motor in this carriage, it's just a trailer. But I can hear the diesel motors. I'll shut up and you listen. Well said, Mr. Train Driver. And like I usually say, oh, here comes a boring bit. Yes, here comes Wyong. Well, if you're somewhere else around the world, see, Humana Beach, Pearl Beach. Yes, America, we have a Pearl Beach like you do in Hawaii. Oh, sorry, you have Pearl Harbor, sorry. Blackwell, Adelong Beach, and Knocker Beach. K-N-O-C-K-E-R, Knocker Beach. Like a big set of knockers, which means woman's breast. So here's the bus stop, train station. There she goes. Don't blink, you'll miss it. There's a pub. I've actually had a beer over there, and I've gone fishing over there too. Yeah, right there. I sat over there and I went fishing. Caught nothing except for a cold, so I went down and had a couple of Bundaberg rums and coke, and I felt much better with the rain clouds. Oh well, that's going to do your hominoids there for now. That's 38 minutes. Get off the channel, and I'm going to have a cup of coffee. Do I look better with a shave? What do you reckon? Crude on, leave me a comment. Do I look better with a shave? Don't say gummy bear, some smart ass. Right? I tried to find I found the top set before seat, but I couldn't find, I found the bottom set, but I couldn't find the top set. So I had to leave them at home. Oh, bad luck. I went everywhere. I was sitting on my chair and they went across the computer room. So, I can pull faces at you. My car, look, there's a car there, look, ooh. He's driving on the wrong side of the road compared to you, Crudon. He's not in Houston, he's in Australia. He's on the wrong side of the road. Look. And those Canadians that drive on the left, on the right side, we drive on the left. See, we're not stupid. Cute little blue Mini. Ooh, where are we now? Oh, Coolywong. Oh, this is Coolywong Gates. See that? Those Coolywong Gates. I come up there when I was 18 and a half. I was on the railways and they sent me out of Central. And they said, somebody rang up and said, Coolywong Gates ain't working. So I left home 6 o'clock in the morning from Richmond, west of Sydney, all the way into Central. Sorry, 4:30 in the morning. And went into Central, started at 6. Woman rings up at 11 and she said the Wyong gates have failed. Right? There's nothing out here. Look, it's all these houses up around the mountain range. Right? Very, very, very picturesque. Right, so the mountain is over there, and then you've got water over here, boats, and all the rest. Right, that's Wyong. Koolewong. Wyong. Right? Right? Some people say Wyong or Koolewong, but it's not, it's Wyong. Anyway, so the railway sends me up here. I'm 18 and a half, that's right, 18 and a half, 19. And I've got to protect a level crossing because somebody's rang up and said, oh, the gates have failed, the gates have failed. Somebody's going to get killed. This old lady was watching the gates in a house over there. So she'd be dead now about 30 years ago, right. She was an old lady. Anyway, so I'm standing there, and I'm standing up there at the level crossing. And I've got the red flag and a green flag. Had to bring it all the way up there with me from Sydney, out of Central. Emergency gates, you know. Red flag, stop the train. Red flag, stop the cars. Green to say, yeah, go train driver. So I start sitting there till 7 o'clock at night. So I've been awake now 13 hours on the job. 13 hours. I started at 6 a.m. It's now 7, going 7:30 p.m. And next thing you know, this train driver stops the train. He's gone towards Gosford, and he calls me up. He said, what are you doing here? I said, somebody rang up and said the gates have failed. He said, no, they haven't. Now, you're going to love this one. I said, what do you mean? He said, they only put him in there 2 days ago. They're the new gates that go up and down. He said, there's only a handful of cars that go up there. So all they had was the ding, 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 red lights. They never had the drop bar across the road. They just finished putting the drop bar poles in and put the poles on them and tied them up because they hadn't connected them to the electrics. They hadn't failed at all. Because I was still standing there wondering why the lights are going ding, 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 ding. I said, well, they haven't failed. And of course, my boss down in Sydney, he's gone home at 2 o'clock. I'm still standing there at 7:30 at night. So when I checked my pay sheet, oh, it was a beauty. Oh, it was a beauty. They then had to pay me from 6 o'clock in the morning. The train driver said, come on, get up here on the train. So I got up here on the train. And now, as you can see now, from the time I just left Wyong talking to you, here's Gosford. So I get up here to the Gosford station master, he signs me timesheet, right? And he said, signs me timesheet. He said, oh, you've got to go all the way back to Central, don't you? And I said, yeah, then I've got to get home all the way out to Richmond. He said, oh, that's all right. So he does me timesheet. I never looked at it. He said, that's going to take you 4 hours to get home. I said, yeah, because it takes an hour and a half from here to get back to Strathfield, because there's North Station train, stopping Hornsby and down the North Shore, or stopping Pennadills and down to Strathfield, then change and get another train going to Richmond. I didn't have to go back to Central. So anyway, he signs me timesheet. I thought, yeah, righto, so it's 8 o'clock at night. So he doesn't finish till midnight. This guy, he didn't finish till midnight. Or 10 o'clock or something like that. So I get home, I put the timesheet on the table, I said, there, Dad, look at that. And he said, I said, I'm having tomorrow off, now today, because now it's after midnight by the time I got home. I got home at 1:15 in the morning. Anyway, Dad said, how does this work out, son? I said, what's that, Dad? He said, what time did you say you finished up there at Gosford? I said, 4 o'clock. He said, he'd marked you that you finished at Gosford at midnight. He paid me to go home. He testified under oath my pays and wages and salary. He'd be dead now. From right to there, at Gosford train station, station master's office. That's Gosford. See, Gosford, Gosford. So he paid me 4 hours railway pay to get home, because he said, the train driver come and said to him, he was a Gosford train driver, he said, there's nothing wrong with the Cooley-Wong gates. That poor guy's been sitting up there since whatever time we got there at midday, and he's had nothing to eat, nothing to drink. There's no toilet out there. There's no nothing, you know. And I had to sneak over beyond the bushes, go and have a pee. I mean, what else do you do? But the good thing I did have was the old woman that rang up about the gates. She come down, she said, she drove her little car down, a little Morris Major, I think she had, real old Morris Major. So she's a real old-time local. She come down, she said, I feel sorry for you. And this is about 6 o'clock at night. She comes down and brings me down a great big plate. Typical Australian hospitality. All you people around the world. This is what Australia's like. True Australians, white Australians. Aboriginals are just the same. But they do it different. They'll go and catch a fish and yams and, you know, witchetty grubs and whatever else they want to give you if they're out in the bush. But if you're out of, say, Burke or Broken Hill or Nimbin or Ningen or somewhere like that, all the Aboriginals are just as friendly as the white fellas, right? So I call them my black cousins. They call us white fella, right? Or white brother. And she brings me down this huge, great big, oversized. Remember the big old grandma's dining plates? The real big 12-inch plate? Yep, it had 7 slices of roast beef on it. 7 slices of roast beef with gravy. Potatoes, carrots, peas, beans, corn, you name it. Cauliflower, white sauce. And it's real, truly a lovely old grandma. And a couple of buns, little buns. And she pre-cut them, pre-buttered them. And I had all that. And she gave me that. And I'm sitting down there up there on the train station, up there in the seat. And I'm sitting there eating my dinner. But luckily back in them days, we didn't have security cameras on the stations like we do now. But my boss would have said if he found out. He's long dead and buried now. He's been buried about 30 years. But anyway, that's the true story. So the Cooley-Wong gates. Yeah, so I got paid for right up to midnight, and I started work at 6 a.m. So I got paid for 18 hours over, 18 hours work, 8 hours. And then on top of that, then I done 18 hours. Yeah, so I got 10 hours overtime, a time and a half. So I made a point to ring up the timekeeper. I said, that day I did up at Cooley-Wong last fortnight. He said, yeah. Oh, well, oh, yeah. He said, yeah, I remember you. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sydney Relief. Yeah, he called me by name. I said, yeah, that's me. So how much did I actually get paid for doing that Cooley-Wong gates? You waiting for this? This is 1979, right? 1979. Set of gates had not even failed. I got paid over $400. $400 back in 1979. I mean, that's like about $2,000 today. Anyway, just another part of Mr. Hominoid life. That's an interurban. That's called the Blue Goose. But you can't really say it always a big shipper of silver. Anyway, that's it there for me, Mr. I hope you enjoyed that. That's a true story. So you've seen the station, you've seen the setting, you've seen the water, that side. You've seen the houses over that side. Oh, there we go. What was that train? Pacific National. That's the same mob that's building the yard down there at north side of St Mary's train station on the old Rose Creek railway line. See, that's a goods line. See, there's no overhead wires above it. Yeah, it's an allocated goods line. So only goods trains, no electrics, and no XPTs go on it. So you train lovers, there you go. Imagine sitting on that out there in the cold old rain today. Wouldn't it be cold? Here comes the conductor, so I better make sure I hold my breath. I don't know what they call them, station staff. They call them something. They don't give a shit. So there's a goods line. There's the overhead wires for the local Newcastle to Sydney electric trains. There's a good line over there. Oh, bugger off. See you later. Enjoy. See you back later on when I get in the dining car.